Hello and welcome to this video. Thank you so much for taking the time to practice with me today. Our focus will be on spatial awareness. So spatial awareness is not only being aware of the space that surrounds you, but also where your body is in relation to that space. So roll out your yoga mat, grab a blanket, and let's get started. Okay, starting in seated, I've rolled out my blanket on my mat for some extra padding. We'll be rocking and rolling on our mat, so if you are practicing on a hard surface, it might be a good idea to start with your blanket already underneath you. So taking up any easy seat, it doesn't matter how you sit with your legs, we just want to make sure that our spine is nice and long. Relax your shoulders. And then we're going to start straight away with our alternate nostril breathing. So using your right hand, you'll place your index finger and your middle finger on your eyebrow center. Your thumb is over your right nostril, and then the ring finger is over the left nostril. So we'll inhale in through both nostrils, then close the right nostril with your thumb. Exhale out through the left nostril. And then inhale again through the left, keeping the right one closed. And then we'll swap. So we close the left nostril, release the right, and exhale out through the right nostril. Breathing in again through the right, right up to the eyebrow center. Close the right, release the left, and exhale. And then we keep going like this. So inhale again through the left. Close the left, exhale through the right. Good, and you'll keep going at your own pace, alternating the nostrils. If you do feel very congested and like this is a lot of effort and it's uncomfortable, you can release your hand and practice mental alternate nostril breathing. So then just mentally following the breath in and out through the nostrils. And this really starts to balance the right and the left side of the brain and the connection to the body. Drawing you inward and focusing on your breath so that we can put everything else aside for now and just focus on our practice. And then when we are done with our practice, we can pick everything up that we still need to get through the rest of the day or the evening, whenever you may be practicing. Okay, good. We'll finish up the round that you're on. So we always end through an exhalation through the left nostril. So then after your next exhalation, you can drop your hand, just resting it on your legs or your knees or in your lap. We'll reset the breath with a deep inhale and hold and exhale. Long and slow through the mouth or the nose, breathing freely through in and out through both your nostrils. Awesome work. You can gently open your eyes if they're not open already, coming into this room and into this space. We'll start by sitting with our legs straight out in front if they're not there already. You can take support with your hands behind you. Again, just checking that those shoulders are away from the ears and the spine is nice and long. Toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. Have some space between your feet. And then we're going to scrunch in the toes. So really scrunching them in tightly as if you want to take grip hold of a pencil or a pen with your toes. And then spread them wide. So really creating space between the toes and scrunch those toes and then spread them wide. So we're not pointing and flexing the feet, it's only the toes that are working. So we're scrunching in and spreading wide And then again, scrunch the toes and spread them wide. Good, relax. Then we're going to point the right toes and flex the left, and then we'll swap, pointing and flexing, alternating the feet. If the heel wants to lift off the floor, you can do that. Maybe a little bit of work up the legs towards the quadriceps. And again, just checking the breath, that you are breathing nice and easy in and out through your nose, and flexing and pointing. Good, and the last 3, 2, 1, and then relax. Now we're going to do a movement with the feet where we turn them in towards each other. So sit with your feet straight out. Turn your feet in as if you're rotating the insides of the feet in towards you. And then swap, so pulling the outsides of the feet towards the outside. So it may take a bit of thinking, a bit of coordination, turning the toes in or the feet in, and then pushing them so that the outside of the toes are going out. And then keep rotating, bringing them in and then out. So we want to feel a bit of movement on the insides and the outsides of the ankles, especially when you are rotating them inwards, so really feeling that on the outside, and then again on the inside. Good, we'll keep going, rotating them in, turning them out, and then rolling them in and out. Good, and the last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Also, relax your legs, maybe give them a bit of a shake and a wiggle, and then bring your feet maybe as wide as your yoga mat, or even a little bit wider, reaching your arms out to the sides. Inhale, and then exhale, bring opposite hand to foot, so your left hand will go to your right foot, turning your head to look towards the back hand, and then inhale to come back to center, and exhale, twist to the other side. So it's a spinal twist. Keep going, inhale as you reach out side to side, and exhale to twist, looking towards the back hand if the neck allows. The hips don't have to stay static, so let the legs and the hips slide if they want to. And focusing on the movement and the twist of the spine. Checking that you move with your breath. Inhaling as you straighten and exhaling as you twist. Good work. Let's do one more to each side. So we'll finish twisting to the left. We know we've gone to both sides equally. Straighten out. Relax your hands. Again, relax your legs. Maybe a bit of a shake or rolling the shoulders. Okay. Awesome work. From here, we'll lie on the side body. So coming onto your side, you can rest your head in your hand. If that feels like a lot for the side and for your shoulder, you can rest your hand down on your arm, completely flat on the floor. So making sure that this top hip is lengthening away, so we're not dropping into the hips, we're just gently lengthening it away, straightening out the hips. So this shouldn't feel like effort, you shouldn't feel like you are cramping or working really hard to keep it here. Your knees are bent to about 45 degrees and your feet and your ankles are together, and you can bring your heels in a little bit closer towards your glutes, so maybe even in line with your glutes. Okay, then we're going to push the feet together, lifting the top knee up towards the sky, and then controlling the movement down, bringing the knees together again. Good, we'll keep going. Inhale as you bring the knee up, feel that glute working, and exhale, control the movement on the down. Good, let's do 4 more. So inhale up and exhale. Inhale 3 and exhale. Inhale 2 and bring the knee down. And the last one up and then down. Good, we're going to roll over onto the other side. So you can either flip over or just roll onto your back and then over onto the other side. Resting your head on your hand on this side. Just feel what that feels like. If you need to lie down completely onto the mat on this side, let your body do that. Placing the top hand on the hip, lengthen that hip away. So we're squaring the hips. Knees are bent, ankles and feet are together, and your heels are tucked in towards your glutes. Pushing the feet in together, we lift the top knee up to the sky. Feel that glute working. And then lower the leg down. Good. And inhale on the up. And exhale. And inhale up. And exhale down. Good. Inhale 3. And exhale down. And 2. And down. And the last one. Up. And then bring the knees together. Good. Can come back to seated. Stretching the legs out in front. Scoot to the front edge of your mat. And then we're going to reach our hands forward, tucking your chin. And we're going to roll down. So finding a little bit of connection in the core here. Slowly rolling and releasing all the way down onto your mat. Relax your shoulder blades down, let your arms relax, take a deep breath in and exhale through the mouth or the nose. Good, bring your knees in towards you, hug your knees into your chests, maybe a gentle rock from side to side. Okay, good, and then we'll come to center. You can hold on behind the knees or you can keep holding onto your knees if that feels more comfortable. Tucking in the chin, bring some space between the knees so they don't have to be tucked in too close together. And then we're going to start rocking forwards and backwards along the length of the spine. So make sure you tuck your chin so you're not banging your head on the back of the mat, and progressively make the movement bigger and bigger. So this is also a really good exercise for spatial awareness, rocking along the length of the spine, up and down. Keep going. Awesome work. Good. And then we'll meet to seated. So if you need to take a few tries to get there, then we meet here with our feet on the floor, holding onto your knees, around your spine, tuck your chin. Hang back on your hands and then slowly release all the way back down onto your mat again. Again, you could straighten your legs. Maybe this time you take a nice big full body stretch. Reach the arms up and overhead. Spread your fingers, spread your toes, take up space. Lengthen your spine. You can open your mouth, maybe a big yawn. And exhale, relax and bring your arms down next to you. Okay, good. We'll bend our knees and place your feet on the floor. And then we're going to work with opposites here, so crossing over the midline. Keep the right leg on the floor and bring your left leg up to about 90 degrees. So the knee is bent, the foot is relaxed, and then place your right hand on your left knee. Your left hand is just resting next to you comfortably. And then when you inhale, we're going to straighten the left leg, and at the same time raise the right arm up and overhead and see if you can keep it hovering just above the mat. And then when you exhale, bring the hand and the knee to meet again at your center. Inhale, just straighten out, hand reaches up and the leg straightens, and exhale to come back, placing your hand on your knee. Good, let's do 3 more. So inhale to lengthen, and exhale to meet at your center. Inhale 2, and then exhale to come back. And the last one, inhale, open up, and exhale to come back. Good, place the left foot down. We'll swap sides, so now the right knee comes up at about a 90-degree angle, knee to hip and then knee to ankle. Relax the foot, and then your left hand is on your right knee. Good, then inhale, straighten the right leg, raise the left arm up and overhead. So feel the opposite sides working, and then exhale to come back to meet at your center, hand on the knee. Inhale, lengthen and straighten out, and exhale to meet back at your center. Inhale, 3. And exhale. Controlling the movements. Inhale, lengthen and reach. And exhale, hand to knee. And the last one, inhale, open it up. And exhale, meeting at your center. Good, place your foot down, bring your hands next to you with the palms facing down and walk your heels in as close to your glutes as you can. Make sure that there's space between your feet so the feet are not together. They're probably in line with your hips or maybe even a little bit wider. Big toes, pinky toes, center of the heels are firmly in contact with the floor. Then we're going to inhale, tuck in the tailbone, squeeze the glutes, lift your hips up off the floor. So we roll the spine up. You can push into your hands and your arms to help yourself up onto the shoulders, chest to chin, and chin up to the sky. Now shift your weight onto your left leg, bring your right knee up. So keep the knee bent and just gently lift the foot up off the floor, place the foot back down, and then we swap. Weight is on the right foot, left foot lifts, keep the knee bent. It doesn't have to lift very high. Place it down, inhale, squeeze and lift, and exhale to roll your spine back down onto the floor. Good, relax for a breath, and we're going to do 2 more rounds exactly like that. So inhale, tuck in the tailbone, squeeze the glutes, push into both feet evenly to lift the hips up, rolling the spine up, coming up onto the shoulders. Shift your weight onto the left foot, lift the right knee up, left foot leaves the floor, and set it down. With control, shift to the right foot, lifting up the left foot now, and set it down. Inhale, squeeze the glutes, lift a little bit higher, and exhale, slowly roll down. Awesome work. Last one, inhale, tuck in the tailbone, squeeze the glutes and lift. Up onto the shoulders, lifting up the right leg and set it down. This is hard work, other side, lifting up the left and set it down. Awesome, inhale, squeeze and lift, and exhale, roll it down. Bring your spine back down onto the floor. You can hug your knees in, a gentle rock from side to side again, or if you want to make the movements nice and big and dramatic, flopping over completely to one side and the other. You can even cross your ankles, reach down to your feet, pulling your legs in towards you. Just make sure that if you are doing that, that you cross them the other way as well, and do that. Okay, good. Let's meet back at center. Have your one knee in, so holding onto the knee with both hands, kick the other leg up into the air, and then use some momentum to rock yourself up to seated. So maybe a time takes 2 or 3 tries, and then we meet here in tabletop. So coming forward onto your hands and your knees. Again, we'll take up a little bit more space here today. So bring the knees maybe a little bit wider than the hips. Tops of the feet are flat on the mat. Hands are stacked underneath the shoulders, or maybe even a little bit more forward, spreading your fingers, and then inhale, drop the navel, let the sitting bones spread, bring your heart space forward, so shoulders away from the ears and your gaze goes forward. Exhale, tuck in your tailbone, round your spine. You can drop your head, push into the hands and the tops of the feet to really curl away from yourself. And then big breath in, inhale, dropping the navel, letting the breath fuel the movement. And then exhale, tucking in the tailbone, round your spine and push away from yourself into the hands and the tops of the feet. Good, we'll keep going just at your own pace, using the length of your breath. And notice where you feel the stretches and the contractions on the inhale. Do you feel the stretch in the belly? Can you feel the hips and the pelvic floor opening? And when you round it through, can you feel the contraction of the abdominals pushing away from the floor, maybe even stretching into the shoulders? And we'll keep going about 2 or 3 more rounds. Awesome work. After your next exhalation, inhale to come back to a neutral spine. And then we're going to step the right foot up, coming into a low lunge or a kneeling position. Coming up, placing your hand on the front knee. So check that that back knee and back hip is in line. So we don't want to lean forward into a stretch. And check that you can find your balance. If you do need to put something close to you or next to you, or maybe move a little bit closer to a wall to support. And then we're going to reach our hands forward, bring the palms together. And then inhale, twist open to the left, bringing the left hand behind you. And then exhale to bring the hands together again. Awesome. We're going to twist to the other side. So inhale, twisting to the right now. Follow the hand behind you, if that's okay for balance. And then exhale, bring the palms to meet. Inhale, open up to the left. And exhale. Inhale to the right. And exhale. One more each side. So inhale to the left. And exhale. And inhale to the right. And exhale. Bring the palms to meet. Awesome work. Bring your hands down. We'll swap to bring the left leg to the front. So making your way there in a way that works for you. And then coming up, resting your hands on the front leg. Back knee and hip is in line. Hands face forward, palms together. Good. Then we'll inhale, twist to the right first. So opening up that back hand. Exhale to bring the palms together. Inhale, twist open to the left. And exhale. Good. Inhale to the right. And exhale. And to the left. And bring the hands together. One more each side. Inhale to the right. And together. And to the left. And together. Good. Already starting to challenge the balance here a little bit. Bring your hands down onto the floor. We meet back in tabletop. Bring the big toes to touch. You can bring your knees slightly wider, buttocks to heels. Let's take a child's pose here. Your version. So either keeping the arms extended, or you can stack your fists one on top of the other. Maybe wrap the hands around towards the feet. Pausing in, reconnecting with your breath. See if you can become aware of the edges of your body and the space around you. And the air that enters the nostrils when you inhale and flows out when you exhale. The constant movement of air in and out through the body. Okay, on your next inhalation, we'll lift the head. Bring your hands onto the floor, and then bring your hands next to your knees. Curl your toes under. Pushing into your hands, lift your knees up, and then lift your hips up high, and you come into a standing forward fold. Keep your knees bent. Let your arms dangle, and then push into the feet to start rolling up. Stacking the vertebrae one at a time. When your spine is straight, roll your shoulders back. Your head comes up last. Then we're going to tuck in the chin again, round your shoulders, and then we roll down again. So going in the opposite way now, slow and steady. And when you feel that you start to reach your limit, gently bending the knees and just letting the arms and the head dangle. Good. Push strong into the feet. We'll start to roll up again, using the strength in your legs. Feel the spine unfurling, rolling up, roll the shoulders back, let your head come up, and then one more. Tuck in the chin. Roll your shoulders forward and then roll down through the spine. Slowly, slowly letting gravity pull you back down. Good. And this time when you get down, you can keep that gentle bend in the knees and then a gentle sway from side to side. Just letting your upper body and your arms and your head be heavy. maybe there's something here that you are holding onto that you can let go. Because when you start to let go, you can make space for something new, something that maybe serves you a bit better. Good. Let's come back to center. Inhale and exhale. Bend your knees even more, and then we roll up slow and steady, coming all the way back up again. When your spine is straight, you can roll your shoulders back, bring your head up, adjust your clothes and your hair, anything that's gone a little bit funny. Okay, good. And then take a little bit of a wider stance on your mat, and then just swing side to side. Let your arms swing out. Gentle twist in the spine, and really feel your feet grounded and connected to the earth while your upper body is moving. And 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's come back to center. We're going to come into what we call a stagger stance. So you'll take your dominant leg, so for me that's my right leg, and step it slightly behind, but we're not on a tightrope. So the leg is slightly out to the side, and then maybe there's a gentle bend in the knees. So we want to stand quite comfortably. The heels and the toes are all grounded, so it's not a very wide stance. And then check which leg is taking more weight. Do you feel that you are leaning more towards the back, towards your dominant leg, or do you feel that you're leaning a little bit more forward to counterbalance? And see if you can bring your weight so that it's right in the center between both feet, so it's evenly spread out. If you find that you are very wobbly, maybe stepping closer to a wall, or maybe taking the back of a chair if you want to bring one closer, just letting your arms hang and bring your head forward. We're going to start to add movement here, so if you can, if it does feel like a lot, just staying static and finding a spot in front of you. Otherwise, we're going to start to turn the head side to side, so just looking to one side and then over to the other side, noticing if that changes the challenge in the legs, and keeping the balance, making sure that your arms and your shoulders and your neck is relaxed. You're not carrying any tension. And your breath is easily moving in and out through your nose. Keep turning your head side to side. The last 3, 2, 1. Good. Then turn your head back to center. Now we're going to put a slightly deeper bend in that front knee and shift your weight over towards the front leg and come onto the toes and the back leg. You can bring your hands onto your hips. That creates a little bit more stability. And then keeping the weight over the front legs, make sure that the front toes are nice and firmly grounded. Lifting the heart space. Sending your gaze forwards, find a steady spot to focus on, and then maybe we can start to lift the back toes up off the floor and then place it down again. And lift it and place it down. There's no rush, going at your own pace, up and down. You'll definitely feel the front leg working, so it's working to stabilize all the way from the ankle up to the knee and the hip. And then for these last 5 counts, if it is available, see if you can maybe have the left or the back foot just hovering just above the floor. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Place it down, step the feet together, give the legs a shake. Let that go. Deep breath in and exhale. Awesome. Good. Let's do the other side. So now my right leg will go in front and my left leg is at the back. So again, stagger stance. Feet are not on a tightrope. So staggering the feet, but both the heels are grounded and the toes are comfortably in contact with the floor. Okay, the knees are just slightly bent. And then notice again, where's your weight? Are you leaning back? Are you leaning forward? See if you can find that even spot between both the feet. Keeping your gaze forward. Let your arms just dangle next to you. Okay. we can add the movement of the head if it's available on this side, turning the head side to side. Does it feel a little bit easier, maybe a bit more challenging on this side when you add the movement, or is it better for you to rather just stay looking at a spot in front of you and breathing? And if you do need to place your hand on a wall or a chair and start from there, that's also a really good starting point. Good, the last 3, 2, 1. Bring your head back to center, shifting your weight forward onto the front leg now. Bring your hands onto your hips, and then, so completely shifting the weight forward and then coming onto the back toes. Now either staying static here, remember to lift the navel and the heart space, drawing the shoulders away from the ears so the upper body is nice and relaxed, and then maybe lifting the back toes up off the floor and then placing them down. And then keep going at your own pace and down. Feel that front leg working. So building strength slowly and steadily. It doesn't always have to be big and dramatic and bold. Good. Keep lifting and putting down if that is available today. And then if you want to add to that for the last 5 seconds, we'll keep the back foot lifted. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Place the foot down, step the feet together. Again, the legs a bit of a shake. Just letting that go. We show up and we do our best. And then we'll take it again another day. Good. Stepping a little bit closer to the front edge of the mat. You can tuck your chin, round your shoulders, and then we'll roll down. So going back onto the mat. Let gravity pull you down. Feel your spine lengthen and decompress. Keep your legs as straight as you can for as long as you can. And then when you reach your limit, bending your knees, place your feet on the floor, and then make your way to seated in any way that works for you. Taking up an easy seat again. We're going to do what's called nerve flossing in the neck, and we just do one arm at a time. So we'll reach the right arm out to the side, flexing the wrist, and then dropping the right ear to the right shoulder. Left hand is just nice and relaxed. And then we'll curl the right fingertips in and then drop the left ear to the left shoulder, making sure that you're not hugging that left shoulder up. Keep it relaxed, just ear to shoulder. And then again, uncurling the right arm, bringing your right ear to your right shoulder, flexing the wrist so the fingers point down, and then bringing it back. Fingers to shoulder, left ear to left shoulder. Good, let's do a few more so at your own pace. Uncurling head, dropping the head towards the wrist, and then when the fingers come in, dropping the head away. Good. Going for about 2 more rounds. And back. Awesome. And the last one. And bring it back. First dropping the head to the left. Then bring it back up to center and relax the right arm. Other side. So now left arm goes out. Flex the wrists, fingers point down, and then left ear to left shoulder, and the right shoulder is nice and relaxed. Good, and we'll bring the left fingertips in, and then the head drops towards the right. So ear to shoulder, but the shoulder is relaxed, it doesn't meet the ear. Keep going, unfurling the arm, left ear to left shoulder, and then bring it back, dropping your head to the other side. Keep going. Making sure you stretch into the wrists, fingers point down and back. And let's do 2 more. And your breath is nice and easy. And the last one, dropping the ear, fingers point down and bring it in, completing the round, right ear to right shoulder, and then back up to center, and then relax. Good. You can bring your left arm behind your back, and then we're going to drop right ear to right shoulder, and then very gently tuck your chin in towards your collarbone, dropping the nose down towards the floor, stretching into the left side of the neck. And if you do want to add a bit of fascia release, you can take your right hand, starting at the base of the skull. You can use your fingers and just slide all the way down the neck towards the back and the top of the shoulder blade. And then again, starting again from the base of the skull, maybe taking a different spot, sliding the fingers down towards the top of the shoulder blades. You can keep going. Applying some pressure so that you can feel a bit of a stretch, but if you feel that it is very uncomfortable and painful, rather let it go and just stay with the stretch. We'll take a last few seconds here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the hand. Very, very gently bring your head back up to center. Good. Then release the left arm. Wrap the right hand behind your back. We start with the left ear to left shoulder first, and then rolling your head forward, tucking the chin in towards the collarbone, and feel that stretch on the side of the right neck. So feel it out first. If you just want to stay here, this is a pretty good place to be. Or if you want to add the extra release using your left hand, starting at the base of the skull, sliding down the muscle, down the neck towards the top of the shoulder blade, so towards the back. So we're not moving towards the shoulder or towards the front, sliding down the muscle to the back, top of the shoulder blade. And then again, starting at the base of the skull, every time finding a new spot and sliding that down. Notice that there's a difference in the two sides, so applying nice firm pressure. And the last couple of seconds here, just giving yourself some loving attention and care. And 3, 2, 1. Good. Release. Very, very gently bring your head back up to center. Releasing your right arm behind you. We're going to roll onto our mats again. So now, if you haven't used your blanket up until now, this is where you might want to bring it close in hand. I'm going to fold mine. We're going to use it to elevate our hips. Okay. So making your way down onto your back in any way that works for you. So we've done 2 ways. We've gone down with holding onto our knees and rounding our spine, or having the legs straight and rolling down like that. So whichever way you want to go down, maybe even releasing onto your elbows. And we meet on our backs, straight out on our mats. Okay, you can bend your knees and place your feet on the floor, and then pushing into your feet, you can slide your blanket in underneath the pelvis, so the sacrum or the tailbone, making sure that it's nice and comfortable. And we're going to bring our knees in towards us. Okay, so first feeling this out, you can hold onto your knees. And if you're thinking that this is a pretty good place to be, you'd rather want to stay here, then you are very welcome to do that. If you want to go into legs at the wall, maybe taking hold behind the knees and then straightening the feet up towards the sky. Again, adjusting the blanket. If you need to bring it in. If it's not serving you, maybe just taking it away. Your legs don't have to straighten, so you don't need to strain. This is not a workout, so this is nice relaxing recovery pose. Let your facial muscles, your jaw, your neck and your shoulders just relax. We'll take a couple of deep breaths here. If you do want to bring in a bit of movement, maybe rotating the ankles or pointing and flexing the ankles, maybe even a sway side to side. Playing around and noticing what feels good, if your body is asking for anything. We're here for the last few seconds, the last few nice deep breaths. Okay, good. Let's release. You can rebend your knees. Bring them in. Place your feet down on the floor. You can slide your blanket out from underneath you. Make sure you push into both feet evenly. Put it to one side. Bring your back down onto the mat. Straighten your left leg. Bring your right knee in towards you and then hold onto your knee with your left hand and very gently pull that knee over towards the right to come into a twist. But we want to make sure that the right shoulder blade stays firmly in contact with the floor. You can bring your right hand out to the side. Use that as an anchor. It's a gentle twist or maybe even a bit of a stretch on the outside of the right hip. Maybe even turning your head over the right shoulder. On your next inhalation, bringing yourself back to center, so bringing the knee up. Good, let's bring both knees in towards us again. Place your feet on the floor. Now we'll straighten the right leg, hugging in the left knee. Take hold of the knee with your right hand and very gently pull it over towards the right, checking that that left shoulder blade stays in contact with the floor. So we don't need to go unnecessarily deep into the stretch or into the twist. You can bring your left arm out to the side, whichever way serves you. Turning your head over the left shoulder, and we twist to the other side. And on your next inhalation, bringing that knee back up to center, straightening out on your mat. You can bring your arms next to you and turn the palms to face up. If you want to use your blanket and place it underneath your knees, or maybe behind your head, finding a little bit of extra comfort in our Shavasana today. Let your shoulders relax, snuggling the shoulder blades in underneath you to open up the heart space. Feet are flopping out to the sides. You can relax your legs, your glutes and your hips. Relaxing the abdomen and the heart space, the arms. And just letting your body take up space. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And then maybe you can say to yourself, I am ready to let go of what is no longer serving me, and I make room for what is to come. to stay here for an extra few minutes in Shavasana. If you do have the time, I am going to say goodbye, bringing my hands to heart center and bowing to you in gratitude, in love and in light.